A Citi business credit card application sometimes can be convoluted. In today's conversation, I want to debunk all the myths. So I'm going to give you the Citi business credit card application line by line instructions. I'm going to show you how to fill out the form, how to do it properly, and how to increase your chances of approval. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sort of Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you are to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to give you Citi business credit card application line by line instructions. I'm going to show you how to fill out the form and how to do it properly. Before we actually start, I want you to look on the screen. So we want to say that Citibank has two primary business credit cards. So we have the Citi Business Advantage Platinum Select MasterCard credit card, and we have the Costco Anywhere Visa Business Credit Card by Citi. And you have to understand that those two business cards have different, I would say, features. It really depends on what you're looking for. For example, with the Citi Business Advantage Platinum Select MasterCard credit card, you can earn miles on purchases when you use the card. But for the Costco Anywhere, it's kind of cool if you want to, if you shop at Costco or you're looking for cash rewards. Okay. In today's tutorial, we will apply for the Citi Business Advantage Platinum Select MasterCard. And this is a great card. You have business perks. You can expand your earning potential. You have a personal business assistant. We love that 24/7. And the reason why we are choosing this card is because with the other card, the Costco Anywhere Visa Business Credit Card, they want you to have, there is an additional requirement. You got to be a member. You got to be a Costco member before even applying. And for us, we just want to go straight to the point, and I have to go through another route in terms of showing you how to apply for the card. So this card, the Citi Business Advantage Platinum Select MasterCard, you have flat perks, you have convenience, okay? And if you have any question, if you have any, let's say you just are applying online, and you probably know that on this show, we advise folks to go to the branch to apply. When it comes to any business credit card in general, we want you to go to the branch. Don't do things online. Because when you do things online, you are being taken care of by an algorithm. So if you want to have the business credit card and you want to boost your chances of approval, it's better to go to the branch. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the online application process so you understand clearly what's going on. Okay, go to the cards page and click Apply Now. Remember, you can also apply by phone. You can call 1-800-961-5125, 1-800-961-5125. You can see on the screen here, so you have, this is the application page. It starts, they're asking you to tell them about yourself. Okay, things you need to know before you apply. You must be an authorized officer and controlling party of the business entity to submit the application. In other words, you can be the founder, you can be the CEO, the CFO, but you got to be an authorized officer and controlling party. Controlling party means that you own at least 25% of the equity in the company. Okay, so for the purposes of this application, a controlling officer or an authorized officer is a key individual who controls the company or who owns the company at a level of 25% of or greater ownership. This is basically Citibank's definition. If a trust owns 25% or greater, then you want to enter the trustee's information as the owner. So let's move on to the next screen here. So they want you to tell them about yourself. So you put the business name, you put the name that you want to have on the card. Remember that the name on the card must be the name exactly as you would like it to appear on the card. And you have a maximum of 21 characters here. 21 characters, very important. So that's the limit here. So you have to put the street address you must provide your business address. They don't want to have any PO boxes. So if you have PO boxes for, let's say, bills or checks that comes into the business, you cannot put it here. They want the street address. Your business must be located somewhere, right? And it can be your home, not a problem. But Citibank wants to have a street address. And then you have to enter the business phone number. This is very important, folks. Very, very important. So the reason is that Citibank is going to verify the legitimacy of your business. They're going to call the number. They're going to go through phone data archives to make sure that the phone number matches your business address. And also, by providing a mobile number or a number later converted to a mobile number, you agree that Citibank or their service providers can contact you at that number by text message, artificial voice, pre-recorded, or auto-dialed calls. And your phone plan charges may apply. The reason why they're saying this here is that Citibank, as other credit card issuers, from time to time, they like to do some telemarketing. They like to cross-sell. They like to upsell. They'll call you for different kinds of solicitations. I'm not saying here that they will sell your data, but it just kind of looks like it. You know, we all know how the whole thing works. So whatever number you give here, just be comfortable that that number will be called and recalled and recalled and recalled. In our view, it's just better to give a landline. If you don't want to be bothered with the cell phone calls or text messages, it's just a lot better to give a landline. Now you want to put the business financial information. This is very important. This part is very important. I want you to look on the screen, folks. So they're asking you for your annual business revenue. Here they are asking you for your gross income, not the nets, not your P&L, not your net income. So you have to put the gross income. And if you are a startup, let's say you have been in operation for less than 12 months, you can actually project the data. You can actually put here, you can extrapolate. If you'll be making, let's say, 20 grand a month for the first 3 months, you can extrapolate and say, 20 grand times 12, that's 240. So here, the annual business revenue is $250,000, and Citibank is going to verify that by looking into your financial statements, specifically your income statements. And then you want to enter the legal structure of the business. Here, we choose LLC, but you can choose others. Actually, when it comes to the drop down here, Citibank gives you several options: sole proprietorship, self-employed, corporation, limited partnership, general partnership, limited liability partnership, government entity, and limited liability corporation. In our case here, we chose LLC. And in terms of organization type, we chose other business type because in the drop down menu, Citi gave us options that we didn't feel affiliated with. So for example, they said, are you a nonprofit, US only? Are you a financial institution? Are you a wealth holding vehicle, like a trust, for example, or other business type? So we chose other business type because we were none of the first three. And they want you to put your tax ID number. So this is your EIN, this is your employer identification number. If you are a sole proprietorship, this will be your social security number. And they are asking for other information. So they're asking for the line of business you're in. And this is for the Citibank underwriting algorithm. So they want to know the macro of your industry. So here we put service. And in terms of the other options that we got manufacturing, farming/agriculture, other, professional, retail, sales, construction, dentist, health practitioner, legal services, chiropractor, and medical doctor. So I'm just giving you the list of options we have in the drop-down menu. So when you fill the form, you know exactly which one to choose. And also they are asking you for number of employees. You put that, the years in business, the country of business formation. You put the right information here, and you should be fine. Now, one thing I also want to say here is that they will verify the years in business. They will look at it they can verify that through your financial statements, or also your articles of incorporation or articles of organization if you are either an LLC or S Corp or C Corp. Now, they want you to put some information about the authorized officer personal information. In this case, this will be you, right? You are either the founder or the CEO, or you are the controlling person in the company. Remember, from a Citibank's perspective, an authorized officer or a controlling person has 25% or more of equity in the business. So here you want to put your first name or last name, and you want to put your home address. Again, no PO box, very important. Remember that when we are talking about authorized officer, we are speaking about somebody who can be a senior manager, a general partner, an owner, a chief executive, a CEO, CFO, COO. It can be the president or a chairperson of the business. It can be a treasurer. It could be a vice president. So anybody who has some kind of authority, some kind of direct or indirect authority on the business in terms of decision making can qualify as an authorized officer in the eyes of Citibank. So here they want you to put so if you want to provide a PO box, you can provide that, but we do not encourage that, because Citibank wants to link you to a real address, because they're going to verify that. They're going to look up your social to see exactly whether the social matches the kind of address you're giving them. So they want you to put your social security number, your date of birth, your country of citizenship, and you also have to provide a mobile phone number. Here, remember that you can provide a landline or a mobile phone number or any other kind of phone number. You can provide your home number, your landline, your work number, or your cell phone number. Again, unless you really want to be bombarded with text messages, telemarketing calls, it's just a lot better to give them a landline. That way they just wouldn't bother you. Another thing I want to say here is that you have to be very clear in terms of choosing the authorized officer, because this is the person that Citibank is going to go after if the company is not able to pay the balance due on the credit card. And when we have covered on this show several ways to make any business credit card or business loan application EIN only. So if you do it EIN only, then you are divorcing your personal assets. In case you are the founder or controlling party, you are divorcing your personal assets from the business's assets. And this is the right way of doing things. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the U.S. Unsorted Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about Citi Business Credit Card application, line-by-line instructions. I'm showing you how to fill out the form properly. So we're moving on now. We are here where they want you to put your email address as the controlling party, and they want you to have a security word, so you can put the security word and the security word hint. This is for access, if in case the credit card is there is a problem and you want to log in and you want to see what's going on. This is where it's needed. Here they're asking you for your personal financial information. It's very important to understand that they want you to have your annual income. Annual income here, this is pre-tax. This is not your take-home pay. This is the amount that is on your W-2 or on your 1099, whatever it is. So it's very important to understand that. When we speak about annual income, examples include salary, wages, interest, dividends, rental income, retirement benefits. It's very important to know this, because a lot of people believe mistakenly that when they hear the term annual income, they're saying you have to have a job. You don't have to have a job only. You can actually get money from passive income. At the end of the day, as long as the income is legit and you are paying taxes on that money, either during the year or at the end of the year, Citibank is comfortable with that. If you are 21 years or older, you may include income from others that you can reasonably access to pay your bills. Again, it's all about making sure that the money you are claiming, that money, you have access to it and you're able to use it to pay your bill. You don't have to include alimony, child support, or separate maintenance income if you don't want it considered as a basis for repaying this credit card application. Okay, this is again, I'm insistent on this because we have received a lot of questions from viewers who are actually wondering whether or not they should include alimony, child support, or separate maintenance income to their income on a business credit card application. We're having this conversation about personal income here, but honestly, for any business credit card, it's just a lot better to segregate your business affairs from your personal affairs. In other words, you're putting you're putting the emphasis on the business, the revenue generated by the business, not your personal revenue. Okay, Citibank is only asking this because some people operate as a sole proprietorship, and that's why. Next, you can actually, I want to quickly talk about there's something called the Advantage number. If you don't have an American Airlines Advantage number, you can just enter 99997 times, and that's it. Otherwise, you will receive a new Advantage number upon approval, okay? Moving on to the next slide here. You can see on the screen here, they want you to talk about employee. So you can actually enter many employees as authorized users here. So let's say if you are the CFO or you are the CEO or the founder and you want to add some employees as authorized users, no problem. Citibank allows you to do this. In some cases, they actually say that you can request as many as 3 authorized users. But the more responsibly you use your card, the more the longer the relationship with Citibank, they might actually allow you to add up to 10 authorized users. And we have seen companies that have added as many as 20, 25, and 50 authorized users. Okay, so here, if you decide to do the application online, you can add only up to 3. So here, for each authorized user, Citibank wants to have the full name, the date of birth, and the social security number. Of course, this person is only an authorized user, so they're not going to pull their credit as part of this business credit card application, okay? But Citibank just wants to have this information for AML purposes, anti-money laundering, and also for regulatory purposes at the federal level. And one thing you need to understand here is that if you don't have the information about the authorized user with you, you can add that person to your account later by phone or online. It's not a problem. You can skip this section. And so if you really want to skip it, you just have to ignore this part, or you can say, check the box where it says, I want to add an authorized user to this account now. If you do it now, a separate box will appear. You have to enter the information. If not, just skip it. Let's talk about the beneficial owner information. This is important also. So when we have a conversation about beneficial owners, what are we talking about? Beneficial owners is kind of similar to authorized officer. So if you are the founder, if you are the controlling officer, whoever has, in the eyes of Citibank, whoever has more than 25% equity ownership in the business can be considered a beneficial owner. And Citibank wants to have a clear idea about that person. So you can see here that they are asking you your percentage of ownership in the business. Now, for sake of clarity and sake of speed, in this exercise, in this tutorial, we have put 100%. But this percentage may not be applicable to your business, right? So you have to put whatever percentage you own in the business, but it has to be more than 25%. It's important for Citibank to make sure the person filling out the application is a controlling officer or an authorizing officer in the business. Very important. And if a trust owns 25% or greater, then you want to enter the trustee's information as the owner. Because when we speak about business credit card from Citibank, it doesn't have to be a business. It can be a wealth controlling tool, a wealth controlling vehicle, for example, a trust. Okay, and so Citibank is asking, excluding yourself, does anyone directly or indirectly own 25% or more of the company? If yes, then a separate box will appear, and you're going to have to actually input the information for that owner. The reason why Citibank is very adamant at getting the right information in terms of ownership is because push comes to shove, something happens with a card, there is an outstanding balance, and nobody's paying the bill, they will go after the beneficial owner. But if you set things right on an EIN-only basis, what will happen here is that Citibank will become a debtor. They will become a lender. If there is a problem, they will become a lender, and they might get their cash if, for instance, the business were to be liquidated or the business went bankrupt. Okay, so they pay a lot of attention to this, and so that's it. And after you do this, you need to now, the next section you want to have the Citi disclosures. And Citi disclosures, basically, they will give you the term again for this particular card, so you can see that the percentage, the APR, goes from 15.99% to 24.99% variable, and this is based on your credit worthiness. And but if you set this up on an EIN-only basis, Citibank is going to look at your business as a standalone entity and not base the decision on your personal FICO. And you can see here that besides the APR for purchases, we have the APR for cash advances. So this is 25.24%. And for the penalty APR, and when it applies here, you just have to have all the information. One thing I want to say very clearly here is I want to show you other disclosures. They are important. I know a lot of people don't read this section, but if you have a personal credit card, not really a big deal. But if you have a business credit card, I strongly recommend that you at least glance through it, so you have a clear idea of what you actually signing up for. Why? Because if something happens and the case has to go to court, these disclosures constitute legal material. And because if you click I agree to something and you have checked the box before submitting the application, you are in effect agreeing to something. So it's very important to read and at least you have a clear idea. Let's quickly go through here. So we have here the APR for purchases. Of course, I've already said that. The APR for cash advances, 25.24. You have the penalty, okay, and they are talking about how to avoid paying interest on purchases. Nobody needs to have that information. Of course, everybody knows the minimum interest charge. They talk about that. The annual fee. This is very important. Certain cards have no annual fee, but in this case, you do have an annual fee, and this is $99. And what Citibank does is that they said that the fee is waived for the first year. It's good to know. And you have transaction fees, cash advance, foreign purchase transaction. There is no fee for this one here. In terms of penalty fees, late payments, $39, and return payments, $39. It's important, folks. Again, I'm insistent. You might be thinking this is trivial data, but it's not, because those fees that I just talked to you about, $39 here, $39 there, those add up. If you start making late payments, you'll be very surprised that those payments will start, there'll be some kind of roller coaster in the wrong sense of things. You'll have payments ballooning, you'll have fees ballooning, and those have direct consequences, not just on your business credit, but also on your financials. So very important to think about that. So once you've read everything and you're comfortable, just click agree and submit. All right, folks, this was it for today's conversation. I was walking you through Citi Business Credit Card application line by line instructions. I was showing you how to properly fill out the form. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.